Join me today as I go out and photograph the variety of animals that are out and about after a couple of inches of snow fell yesterday. It's early morning, the birds are hungry, and I'm going to head down to a forest brook that has a lot of shrubs and brushes around it and has good spots for birds to be foraging. So let's see what I can find. Well, hello everybody, thanks for joining me. It is cold and windy out here this morning. We had at home I had about 8 inches of snow. It's about 3 or 4 inches of snow here, which is nice, easier to walk around in. But I came down to the brook and I sat there for a couple of minutes and some beautiful bluebirds came and foraged along the brook. They've since flown off, but I sat with them for a couple of minutes and it's so nice to see them because it's such a bright blue with a rust-colored chest, and it's such a nice pop of color in a very gray and kind of dreary forest this time of year. It's mid-February and I've been out here trying to make this video 3 times now, and each time I haven't had luck. So hopefully today we're gonna have some luck. I started off good finding those bluebirds, that's really nice. So I'm just gonna continue on and see what else I can find. So I've set myself up here. I was sitting down there along the brook, which is right in front of me, but I've actually come up along the bank and set myself up in front of this tree that's leaning. It's a tree that the bluebirds were perching on quite frequently, and as I was down sitting by the brook, they were actually facing up this way most of the time. So I swung around, positioned myself up here while they were out of the area, and I'm hoping that they're gonna circle back around and perch on this tree again as they're foraging around this area. So now it's just a matter of sitting, waiting, and trying to stay warm while I do that. There's some robins that are foraging around as well, and I've heard at least 3 Carolina wrens, some white-breasted nuthatches, tufted titmice, so there's a lot of things that are around, and I'm hoping if I just sit here, wait, this is a pretty decent spot. There's a lot of shrubs behind me, and also along the brook. So there's a lot of spots for birds to forage along, and we'll see if anything comes out. So since I'm in a bit of a lull here, I figured I would take this opportunity to talk about a really awesome product that was provided by Freewell. It's their V2 product. It's a combination of a polarizing filter and an ND filter, and it is really, really useful, especially on days like today when it's really bright. It has a variable filter, so it goes from 3 stops to 7 stops of control, and it is really nice for bright days like this. It makes taking videos in the bright harsh snow a lot easier, and it also allows you to do some really nice long exposures. I took it out at a brook. It was a really nice white water, some rapids, fast moving water. I was able to get some really nice slow shutter speed shots from it, and it's been really useful. Really easy system to use. They have different adapters that you screw onto your lens, different sizes, and then it's just a magnetic system. So the V2 filter itself is magnetic to the adapter that you screw on. So once you have the adapter on your lens, you're good to go. Quickly interchange it from lens to lens, and it just screws on with 2 small screws. Take off the cover, and then you're good to go. It's really quick and easy. It's really nice, really convenient, and it's nice having basically 4 filters in one, as you can change it from 3 stops to 7 stops. Highly recommend it. Check it out. I have a link down below. And yeah, if you need an ND filter, I suggest this one. Alright, I sat down along the brook for probably about a half hour, 45 minutes, had some coffee, was waiting for the birds to come back, and they did not come back. And I think it's probably because it's getting a lot windier now. And down in the floodplain forest, it's all mostly deciduous trees. All the leaves are gone, obviously, it's winter, and the wind just goes whipping through it. So I am headed uphill now and headed up into a hemlock and white pine forest. So there's a lot more undergrowth. The hemlocks low to the ground are hopefully going to stop some of the wind, and I'm going to see what I can find in this area. I'm hoping I might find some woodpeckers. I've seen pileated woodpecker in this area before, and I've also seen great horned owl before. So I'm obviously going to keep my eyes up, and let's see what we can find up this way. I just spooked something that was in these hemlocks, something big, and I was making my way over towards where I heard a pileated woodpecker calling, and something flew out of these hemlock trees and flew about 40 yards or so in front of me. I don't know what it could be, maybe a hawk or an owl, but I'm going to try to loop around this way and see if I can get a clearer shot. I have an idea of where it might have landed. I'm hoping it didn't fly through farther, but it looked like it was slowing down to perch in one of these hemlock trees down farther. So I'm going to try to swing around, loop around, and hopefully figure out what this was. No sign of the bird of prey that flew away. I'm thinking from the size it was probably a barred owl, which I've seen in this area before, but the last direction I saw flying was into a dense area of hemlock, and beyond those hemlocks it opens up into a deciduous forest, so it could have just flown right through and out. It wasn't in the trees that I saw it fly into, and I'm looking around at all the hemlocks now to see if I can find it, but the hemlocks are so dense that it's very likely that it's perched up along the trunk of the tree and just kind of disappears in all of the branches, especially since there's still snow on the branches. It's just like perfect camouflage. So I'm going to keep my eyes out, but so far no luck. I continued hiking through the forest and ended up at a pond. I sat at the water's edge, watching a small raft of hooded mergansers that were out foraging on the far end of the pond. I sat and waited, hoping they were going to move a little bit closer to where I was sitting, but they remained far away. I was still able to sit and watch them forage as they dove under the water, searching for food within the leaf litter below. Thanks for joining me as I explored the forest today. Be sure to subscribe and be on the lookout for my next video, where I was able to get a lot closer and get some great footage of hooded mergansers, as well as other waterfowl. That'll be in my next video next week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you then.